Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. If you have not already subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe to my channel. Today's topic is about comparing all values of a variable in a particular data set with each observation in another data set. To understand this better, we need to look into an example. Here we have two data sets, and the first data set has variable known as CNTRY, and in the second data set the variable name is call, and the goal here is to find in each observation whether it has any of these values, and the final goal is to create a new column, and the values in the column will depend on whether any of these values in this particular variable is present in this observation. If any of this value is found in this observation, then it will have the value of y, and if any of these values is not found in any of this observation, then it will have the value of n. Now let us quickly look into what we are going to discuss for this topic. Before going into the details of this topic, I would like to mention a quick point. I might use variable and column keywords interchangeably, and also I might use observation and row keyword interchangeably, and this is okay as these are one and the same. Initially I will discuss find function, followed by temporary arrays, followed by proc SQL into clause, and finally I will conclude this topic with the full code. Now let us look into find function. Find function gives location or position of a particular string in a target string. If the string is not present in the target string, it returns the value of 0. We can understand this by looking into an example. Here we have a data set, and this data set has a variable call1, and call1 has values like India has Taj Mahal as one of the observation, and similar other observations wherein it's something like a sentence, and our goal is to find the location of India in this particular variable. And if you can see, India is there in this particular observation in very first position. In the case of second observation, India is at 16th position. In the case of third observation, India is not at all anywhere in here, and hence it will have the value of 0. And I forgot to mention one point. All of these values we are capturing into a variable known as new call. Here, whenever we have India, we have a value greater than 1 or 1. But if the value of India is not there anywhere, we have the value of 0. Now let us quickly discuss how we can create new column depending upon the results of find function. We can use the find function conditionally and create a new column. For example, here I am writing if find call1 India greater than 0, then found flag equal to y, else found flag equal to n. So basically what we are trying to do is, in this particular observation, if India is there, we are having the value of y for new column which we have created, and if India is not there, that is in the case of third observation, we will be having the value of n. Let us look into the concept of temporary array. Before going into the details of temporary array, I want you to look into the concept of array also. I have made a video on arrays. Please have a look into that, and the link for the same I will provide in the description below. And here I am creating temporary array in the data step here, and here we are using along with the test data set. And temporary array is defined or created as follows. Initially we need to have keyword array followed by array name followed by number of elements, and these are 5 here. And in our case we need to mention dollar because here we have 5 values which are also known as elements are character values. Here are properties of temporary array. They do not appear in output dataset and they are stored in the memory. And temporary elements we are defining only once, but they are retained all through, which means these values are available for each observation here. And I also want you to understand one more thing here. Here, as I said, there are 5 elements, and the first element is India, that is T1 is India, T2 is China, that is second element. Third element is Japan, fourth element is Canada, fifth element is USA. We can access each of these elements with the help of do loop and array name. Here, what we are trying to do is we are trying to access each element one by one with the help of do loop. So when I am saying do I equal to 1 to 5, what we are doing is we are accessing each of these elements. So when I equal to 1, then Ti is India, which means here we are accessing India and we are comparing this value with India. And when I becomes 2, we are accessing China. In the same case, we are accessing Japan, Canada and USA. This means whenever we are in the first observation in the do loop, we are accessing one after another element and we are also using the find function. If the find function, when it is in the first observation, it finds any of these values, then we are also saying to make this found underscore flag value to y. And once this first observation is done, data step moves to second observation. And again we have do I equal to 1 to 5 and we are going to access all of these 5 elements for this second observation. And if it finds any of these values, then we are going to have the value of y for found underscore flag variable. And then it's going to move to third observation wherein it is going to loop through 1 to 5 elements, and if it does not find any value, it will be having a default value which we have defined in earlier before our do loop. In the same fashion, it is going to do with the fourth observation, fifth observation and all the observations. And to tell the bottom line story here, for each observation we are going to loop through all these 5 elements and then we are going to check whether it is there or not. If it is there, then we are going to say found underscore flag equal to y. Otherwise, it will have the default value of found underscore flag equal to n. Now let us look into the problem once again. Here we have test data set, and for each observation we want to look into all the values of this particular variable, and if any of these values are there in this particular observation, we want to create a new column and it should have the value of y. And in the case of third observation, any of these values are not there, then it should have the value of n. And if you remember from the previous slide, you can see that the values India, China, Japan, Canada, USA are part of a temporary array. And these values are exactly what are there in the data set here with little bit of difference, that is they have single quotes and they are also in a different form than what is there in here. So we can achieve the same with the help of macro variable, and number of the elements 5 is also equal to the number of values in this particular variable. This also can be created from this data set with the help of macro variable. Now let us quickly look into how we can use proc equal into clause and create these macro variables. Proc equal into clause helps to create macro variable from dataset values. Let us try to understand this with an example. Here we are using proc equal select count star into colon cnt from SAS help.class. This into colon cnt creates a macro variable and this holds the value of count star in it. And we can check this macro variable value by referencing with an ampersand. Once we do percent put, value of count is ampersand count. This put will put the text and the value of macro variable in the log. Now we can see the value of macro variable as 19. We can write all observations of a particular variable into a macro variable. We can do this simply by using the code shown in here. In here we are writing select name into colon all names, which is our macro variable name, separated by a separator. Here the separator is blank from SAS help.class. And what this code does is wraps up all the observations of a particular variable, in this case name, into a macro variable, and the macro variable name here is all names. We can check out the values of macro variable by doing percent put ampersand all names. So here we are referencing our macro variable by ampersand, and we can see the value of our macro variable in the log. It is exactly same what we have in here, but now it is wrapped up in a single macro variable. Now that we have looked into how to create macro variables, we need not manually type the values in here, but we can derive from the table from which we want to check the values. The first value which we want to generate is number of elements. This we can do simply by doing select count CNTRY, this is the column in which we are interested, into colon count from CNY. This creates count macro variable, and the value of which we can see by using percent put and by referencing it as ampersand count, and you can see that it resolves to 5. Finally, we also want to generate temporary array elements from macro variable. This we can do simply by doing select and taking CNTRY column and concatenating it with single quote, and this we can do by using double quotes and wrapping up the single quotes in between these double quotes and using cats function to concatenate whole of this thing and doing into colon CNTRYS separated by space from CNY, and this creates macro variable, and we can check the value in here. When we do percent put ampersand CNTRYS, it gives the values as shown in here, and this looks exactly like temporary array elements. Now it's time to wrap up and discuss the complete code in here. So we want to compare all the values of this table with each observation of this table, and if you find the value, then the new column should have value of y, otherwise it should have value of n. And this we are achieving in two steps. In the first step, we are creating macro variables from this table wherein we are capturing number of elements and also elements required for this code. And once we are done, we are looping through each of this element as we have described earlier, and whenever we are finding the value, we are assigning y to the new column, otherwise it will have its default value of n. And here the main goal I wanted to discuss is to show how temporary arrays work. Temporary arrays are very useful when you want to search through many values. And also they are useful when you don't want to create new variables, and also as they are in memory, they are also very efficient. That's all for this topic. If you have liked this topic, please give it a thumbs up, share and subscribe. Thank you.